Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to A1 Hoop Zone. Back at y'all with another one, man. But before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Also, hey, if you win anything off these predictions, man, I ain't asked for nothing except for your participation by hitting the like button, subbing to the channel. Hit me with a comment. Let me know you want some off of it, man. That lets me know I'm doing something right. Much appreciated. But nonetheless, let's dive into this, man. So this is part two of the two-part series. We have 12 games today, so making two separate videos. This is going to be covering the second half of the games. So first up for this one, man, we got the Brooklyn Nets sitting at 8-10 versus the Toronto Raptors. Um, just recent history of this, man. Not sure. I'm pretty sure the basketball community saw a full strength team, Brooklyn Nets, get beat by a injury littered Philadelphia 76ers team last night. I myself had predicted the Nets to win just due to the fact again that they had a full team, completely healthy, and the Sixers were without pretty much all of their major key big names, and they definitely proved me to be wrong. And shouts out to them. But again, man, I don't know what's necessary going with the Nets, but nonetheless, man, let's dive into this one. So again, Nets 8-10, Raptors 9-8. Who do we have on this one? I'm gonna rock out the Toronto Raptors. Reason being for that, this Toronto Raptors team plays extremely tough, especially at home, and they come at a team at ways, and they have a multitude of players on this team that play selfless basketball. Now, on the net side of things, we all know the big names that's there. We got Kevin Durant, you got Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons, right? Obviously, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, names that you're familiar with, but not names that jump off the screen. But more so, again, the big three that they have. Now, if the big three are not playing well, or if they're contributing, but it's not to the degree to help to get them a win, what's going to happen? You're gonna see what happened last night. Individuals playing hero ball, or people, certain individuals not contributing at the time they needed, shots just being missed and things of that nature. Um, so with that one, man, it's very tough to go into Toronto thinking that you're gonna beat this team that plays selfless basketball. Even though they're out without Siakam, they still have Fred VanVleet and they still have everyone else that's there. Anunoby, they still have players on this team, man, that literally play tough, hard basketball and they play together. Scotty Barnes, Herman Gomez, like you have people on this team that literally play together. Gary Trent Jr. You have all these individuals that play selfless basketball. That's a dangerous recipe to walk into. Now, if I get down to my pick for this one, man, I think that this Nets team is going to look to get some redemption. They're going to, I would have to say, they have to feel some level of embarrassment losing to that 76er team as of yesterday. Again, a shorthanded team at that. So with this one, man, I think I'm gonna rock out and give the Nets the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go with the Brooklyn Nets on this one. Again, I think they're gonna get some redemption or want some redemption in this case and situation. So that first game up, man, we're gonna rock out the Brooklyn Nets on that one, man. Next game up, we got the Chicago Bulls sitting at 7-10 versus the Milwaukee Bucks sitting at 12-4. Um, Again, another tough game to pick from. Um, Man, this Chicago Bulls team is up and down. And again, with the 1-2 punch they have with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, no reason why this team shouldn't be one of the top teams in the East. But again, they haven't been completely healthy consistently, and you're seeing that from a lack of chemistry and things like that. Man, you're getting to see that firsthand. Obviously, with Lonzo Ball being now, it's a huge hit to the defensive scheme, and also him being a point guard and his size and length and what he brings to the court. Gordon Dragic is going to be probable for this game, so again, you got that whole situation happening there, man. And then for the Bucks, though, uh, Chris Middleton will be out. Giannis, I would say, Giannis, they got him going is good, but then we all know if you haven't known, Giannis is still kind of battling with that slight little tweak of an injury that he had. But he still has enough to obviously he's going to play. It's Giannis. He doesn't really believe in really sitting out games and stuff like that, man. He has that old school mind mentality when it comes to that. So, with that being said, who do I have on this game, man? I'm gonna rock out with the Milwaukee Bucks on this one. I think Giannis and the boys are gonna put on the show. Obviously, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are gonna show up, but I think that the Bucks playing at home man, is gonna be a bit too much. And so I'm gonna rock out the Milwaukee Bucks on this one. Next up after that, man, we got the Pelicans versus the Spurs. Pelicans at 10-7, Spurs at 6-12. Again, the Spurs team is young, hungry. They play hard. They don't give up. They're well coached. Not enough can be said about those things, man. They got more wins than my Lakers team. What could I say about that? But nonetheless, on this one, man, I'm gonna rock out with the New Orleans Pelicans. I believe Zion playing This team has more than enough to beat the Spurs team. Again, it's all about staying healthy. So Zion, Brandon Ingram, Jose Alvarado, McCollum, Herb Jones, Valanciunas, all those guys, man, Trey Murphy the third. They're going to need those guys to come together and put it together for them in order for them to get the win. Larry Nance as well. They're going to need all that, man. So I'm going to rock out the Pelicans to beat the Spurs on this one. Next up after that, we got the Nuggets versus the Thunder. Nuggets at 10-7, Thunder at 7-10. Man, who am I going to go with on this particular one? I'm going to rock out with the Denver Nuggets on this one, man. I'm going to go with the Nuggets to go in. And I know these teams just played recently together. They split that series. I'm going to rock out the Nuggets to get another win up off the Thunder, man. So we'll go with the Nuggets on that one. Pistons versus the Jazz. No slight nor disrespect to the Pistons. I would hope that the Pistons will win, but I'm going to have to select the Utah Jazz to win this one. I believe playing at home, they'll have too much. Even though this Pistons team has beaten some teams recently where people, again, myself included, had picked against them to lose. But in this case and situation, they're showing it that they don't give up, they don't quit, they go in there and they compete. And as long as you compete, you give yourself a chance. And they gave themselves a chance and they walked away with the dub. But on this one, I'm going to rock out the Utah Jazz, man, for this particular game. And then last but not least, the game of the night in my book, we got the Los Angeles Clippers 11-7 versus the Golden State Warriors 8-10. Oh man, where do we begin here? Where do we begin? Both teams obviously are teams that predominant playoff able teams to go. Obviously, you got the defending champs in the Golden State Warriors, but Paul George has been ruled out for this game due to a hamstring. So right behind him, I'm just gonna assume. Actually, no, I'll look for you really quick here and see what Kawhi Leonard's status is, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if he is going to be ruled out. Let's take a peek here. So, yep, Kawhi Leonard ruled out against the Warriors. So they're going to be without their two major hitters, their 1-2s. So, again, that puts an immediate snag in the whole pick'ems right there. That skews me to the side of picking the Warriors. I was already going to pick the Warriors, but in this case, the situation, it makes it much more confident picks. I'm going to rock out the Golden State Warriors to beat the Los Angeles Clippers tonight, man. So just as a quick recap for all the picks, I'll also put this in the description of the video. I got the Brooklyn Nets beating the Raptors. I have the Bucks beating the Bulls. I have the Pelicans beating the Spurs. I have the Nuggets beating the Thunder, the Jazz beating the Pistons, and the Warriors beating the Clippers. So that's all I got for you. I mean, I appreciate you tuning in to part 2 of the Pick'em series for today. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of y'all. Also, if you wish to support the channel, that information is flowing in the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description of the video, man. I appreciate you stopping through, and I'll catch you on another one.